Good morning, students. Today we will discuss another topic, that is heating effect of electric current. Heating effect of electric current means if current pass through a purely resistive circuit, then it produces heat. We will discuss it about heating effect in detail. Let us take a reading of it. You open page 216 of NCERT book and concentrate on book. We know that a battery or a cell is a source of electrical energy. So we know that we are getting electric current through a cell or battery. And in cell and battery chemicals are there, and due to chemical reaction we are getting electric current. The chemical reaction within the cell generates the potential difference between the two terminals, and that sets the electrons in motion to flow the current through a resistor or a system of resistors connected to a battery. So they are saying a system of resistors or a resistor. It means whenever current flows through a circuit, the wire has some resistance. If other gadgets are connected with it, suppose we connect a bulb, then bulb has certain resistance. So the current flows through the resistors. We have also seen in previous section that to maintain current, the source has to keep expending its energy. It means continuously a chemical reaction takes place inside a cell, and then a potential difference is maintained and electrons flow in the circuit. Where does this energy go? A part of the source energy in maintaining the current may be consumed into useful work, like in rotating the blades of an electric fan. Rest of the source energy may be expended in heat to raise the temperature of the gadget. So you all have feel that suppose a fan is rotating for a long period of time in a room, then the regulator gets warm, it gets heated after some time. So a part of electrical energy is converted into useful work. It means it convert electrical energy into mechanical energy. A motor is fixed in the fan, so the blade rotates, and a part of heat and electrical energy is just wasted. It increases the temperature of the regulator, and so regulator gets warm. Rest of the source energy may be expended in heat to raise the temperature of gadget. We often observe this in our everyday life. For example, an electric fan becomes warm if used continuously for longer time, etc. On the other hand, if electric circuit is purely resistive, that is a configuration of resistors only connected to a battery, the source energy continually gets dissipated entirely in the form of heat. So suppose in an electric circuit there are so many resistors, it means electric circuit is purely resistive, and the circuit is connected to a battery or cell, then entire electrical energy is converted into heat energy. So this is known as heating effect of current. Now this effect is utilized in devices such as electric heater, electric iron, etc. So we will read about it, application of heating effect of current. As you know, there are a lot of applications, but before discussing the applications, we will derive an expression how we can measure heat in an electric circuit. And you write this sentence, right? When electric current is passed, write down, when an electric current is passed through A purely resistive circuit then electrical energy is converted into heat energy is converted into heat energy. This is called heating effect of current. This is called heating effect of current. Now we will derive an expression how we can measure amount of heat produced in an electric circuit. So write considering current I flowing through a resistor of resistance R. Considering a current I flowing through a resistor of resistance R. Let the potential difference across it let the potential difference across it is V. Let the potential difference across it is V. Let T be the time. Let T be the time during which a charge Q during which a charge Q, capital Q, flows across it. Next sentence, the work done in moving the charge Q through the potential difference V is the work done in moving the charge Q through a potential difference V is V into Q. Now recall the expression that we have earlier written for potential difference. So we have defined potential difference as work done per unit charge. When we are discussing potential difference, we have written this expression, isn't it? Now from that expression, we can write W is equal to V into Q. Now divide this expression by T both sides. Dividing above expression by t, where t stands for time, both sides we get, we will write W by T is equal to V into Q by T. Now W by T means work done by time, isn't it? And recall the definition which we have learned in class 9 for power. So rate of doing work is called power. So this work done by time can be written as power is equal to V, and this can be written as Q by T. Now we have also learned that electric current I is equal to Q by T. When we start this chapter, we have uh, discussed about two physical quantities, important quantities, electric current and potential difference. And that time we have written that electric current I is equal to Q by T. So this expression can be further written as P is equal to V into I. Mark it as equation 1. So you look at the equation given in your book, that is equation 12.19, that P is equal to V into I. Now reading further, the energy supplied to the circuit by the source in time t is P into T. So how much energy is supplied in time t? We have to multiply this power into time. So that is VIT. So write energy supplied by the source is cell or battery, in time t will be we have to multiply it with that time, for how much time energy current is supplied. So that energy will be equal to power into time. So in class 9 we have also learned that energy is equal to P into T. Now here energy is in the form of heat. Here energy is in the form of heat. So we are not writing E, we are writing H. So or we can write H is equal to VIT. So this is another important equations. These equations are used in different types of numericals. We are deriving expression for amount of heat produced in a circuit. So we have used the concept that V is equal to W by Q, which we have learned while we are discussing electric potential, and from that expression we have written work done is equal to potential difference into charge. Now we are dividing this expression by time, both sides, then it will be W by T is equal to VQ by T. Now rate of doing work is power, and here charge by time, rate of flowing charges, this is called current. So we have further written P is equal to V into I. This is one important equation. Now for energy, power into time is energy. So if the current flows for suppose time t, then P into T energy will be P into T, and right side we have to also multiply it with T. Now this energy is in the form of heat. So we are not writing E here, we are writing H. So H is equal to VIT. Very important equation. Now we will apply Ohm's law. So applying Ohm's law, equation 2 can be written as so from Ohm's law, you all know V is equal to IR. So we are writing IR in place of V. So it will be IR into IT. So it will be I square RT. So this is equation number 3 and very important equation. This is also known as Joule's law of heating. Joule's law of heating. So very important derivation, children. You must write it in your copy. And then we will write the law. First write it. So after equation 3, I think you all have written up to equation 3. After equation 3, you will write this formula or this equation, you can write. This formula gives us, this formula gives us the heat produced in joules when a current of I ampere, when a current of I, capital I, ampere flows in a circuit of resistance R, flows in a circuit of resistance R, capital R ohms, better to write R ohms, for time t seconds, for time t seconds. This is known as Joule's law of heating. This is known as Joule's law of heating. Now sometimes you can get question that state Joule's law of heating. State Joule's law of heating. So write a statement for it. Right, according to this law, the heat produced, according to this law, the heat produced in a register, the heat produced in a register is directly proportional to, is directly proportional to, first look at this formula. So H is directly proportional to I square. I is the current. So write square of the current flows through the register. Second, it is directly proportional to resistance. So you can write resistance for a resistance for a given current. And third, then it is directly proportional to small t. Small t stands for time. So time for which current flows through the circuit. Time for which current is passed. So very, very important law. Its derivation also and the logs. So write these points. Now we will read the last paragraph. Of NCERT book, page 217, just beside the circuit diagram. In practical situations, when an electric appliance is connected to a known voltage source, a figure is given, is used after calculating the current through it using the relation I is equal to V by R. So that we know from Ohm's law, we can calculate current. V is equal to IR, so I is equal to V by R. Now we have a lot of numericals based on it. I have also given questions in homework. Question number 4 and 5 are very important. And then I tell you, 3 also I have given advantage of connecting electrical devices in parallel with the battery instead of connecting them in series. So these questions are very, very important. Very few students have solved the questions which I have given as a homework. I think 3-4 students only. Other are not so serious. Now today I want to discuss a question based on series and parallel combination of resistors. This is a question paper, day before last year question it is. So a very important question. First write this question. This is question number 12 of set 1. CBSC. Question number 12. This is set 1. It was in 2018-19 session. So, question was, so how would you join three registers each of 9 ohm so that the equivalent resistance of the combination is first 13.5 ohm and second 6 ohm. ये क्वेश्चन था और एक और भी था, और में था 12 का फर्स्ट पार्ट, राइट जूल्स law of heating, and now we have written Joule's law of heating. Then there was a numerical 2 lamps, one rated 100 watt, 220 volt, and the other 60 watt, 220 volt are connected in parallel. To electric mains supply. Find the current drawn by two bulbs from the line if the supply voltage is 220 volt. So let us solve the first part, children. We have three resistors and all are of 9 ohm each. So we will solve the first part. So R1 is 9 ohm, R2 is 9 ohm and R3 is also 9 ohm. Now we have to connect the resistors in such a way that equivalent resistance is 13.5 ohm. So think about it. If you connect in series, then it will be 27. If you will connect in parallel, then 1 by 9, 1 by 9, 1 by 9, it should be 3 by 9. So 3 ohm. So it must be a mixture of series and parallel. So how to connect the resistors? Let us take a resistor in series and take R2 and R3 in parallel. A practice is needed for it and very important because you will get this type of questions in your board exam. Suppose it is connected with a cell. So let R1 is, this is R1 9 ohm, this is R2, this is also 9 ohm, and R3 9. Now try to find out the equivalent resistance in this combination. So first find the equivalent resistance of these two resistors R2 and R3. So we have 1 upon Rp is equal to 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. So it will be 1 by 9 plus 1 by 9. So it will be 2 by 9. 1 upon Rp is equal to. Therefore, Rp will be 9 by 2. 9 by 2 means 4.5 ohm. Now, the equivalent resistance of these two is equal to 4.5 ohm that we have calculated, that is Rp. Now this 4.5 ohm, it means Rp and R1 are in series. So R equivalent will be R1 plus Rp. So it will be 9 plus 4.5. So 13.5 ohm. So we have solved the first part, that is how we can get 13.5 ohm. Now we will solve the second part. I think it is clear to you. Earlier we have solved such type of question in previous class. You must practice other questions from sample paper. Now second part, this one, how we can get 6 ohm resistance. So this time let us take two resistors in series and then connect one resistor with them in parallel like this. And as it is given in the question, all are of 9 ohm. Suppose this is R1, this is R2 and this is R3. All are of 9 ohm. So in such a combination, find the equivalent resistance. So we can write, since R1 and R2 are in series, so RS, it means equivalent resistance of series combination. So it will be simply equal to R1 plus R2. So it will be 9 plus 9, 18 ohm. So here the equivalent resistance of these two are equal to 18 ohm. Now this 18 ohm and this 9 ohm are in parallel. These two are in series. Now this 18 ohm and this R3 are in parallel. So right now RS and R3 are in parallel. So equivalent resistance will be 1 upon Rp is equal to 1 upon Rs plus 1 upon R3. In this way we calculate the equivalent resistance of parallel combination. So this Rs is 18, so 1 by 18, and R3 is 9 ohm, so 1 by 9. Now simplify it, so 1 by Rp is equal to 18 is the LCM, and 9 2s are 18 and 2, so it will be 3 by 18. Therefore Rp is equal to 18 by 3, so 3 6 are 18, so 6 ohm. So we have got 6 ohm in this way. So this is one of the question which was asked in 2018-19 session. Now we will discuss the OR part. Write Joule's law of heating. So I am not going to write it again, Joule's law of heating. We will solve the numerical part of this question. So in this question there are two lamps rated 100 watt and 220 volt, and 60 watt and 220 volt are connected in parallel. So suppose there are two lamps like this. This is suppose 100 watt and this is of 60 watt. They are connected in parallel to electric main supply. And suppose they are connected with a supply line of 220 volt, 220 volt. Find the current drawn by two bulbs from the line if the supply voltage is 220 volt. So first draw this figure. I think you all have drawn this circuit diagram, children. Now let us calculate the current flowing through two bulbs. So now in Joule's law of heating we have derived our expression that P is equal to V into I, isn't it? Now for this 100 watt bulb we are writing P1, and let I1 current flows through it. So you can write 100 is equal to V is 220 volt into I. So we can write I1 is equal to 100 by 220. If you will simplify, so it will be 5 by 11 ampere. This much current flows through 100 watt bulb. Now for second bulb, similarly we can write P2 is equal to V into I2. So wattage power of this bulb is 60 watt, V is 220 volt, and let I2 current flows through 60 watt bulb. So I2 will be simply 60 by 220. So if you will simplify, you will get 3 by 11 ampere. Now they are asking find the current drawn by two bulbs. So total current drawn by two bulbs will be simply I1 plus I2. So I1 plus I2, I1 is 5 by 11, I2 is 3 by 11. So it will be 8 by 11 ampere. So this much current, total current is flowing through the two bulbs. I think it is clear to you. There is another way to find out the total current, that you can find out the resistance of the bulb first by using the formula which we have learned, that uh, P is equal to R is equal to V square by P. Suppose the resistance, in this way you can also calculate the resistance of first bulb, and let the resistance of 60 watt bulb is R2. So you can use this formula. P1 and P2 are the powers. Power means 100 watt bulb and P2 is 60 watt bulb. In this way you can also calculate the resistance of these two bulbs. After calculating the resistance, you have to find the equivalent resistance because they are connected in parallel, and then from Ohm's law you can calculate the current. So that is another way, that is also correct, but a lengthy way. So if you want, you can solve it by that method also. Now so many questions are there, and I want that you solve all these questions. Question number 12, 13, 14. In next class, we will discuss the practical applications of heating effect of electric current and electric power. So I think in next class we are able to complete this chapter, and then we will start magnetic effect of current. Some inside questions are also given. You must try to solve these questions. Page 218. Page 218. Question number 1, 2 and 3. And from chapter and exercises, must solve question number 13. And there was a good question. Question number 4, page 221. Question number 4 is a objective question, but I want to see the working, not only the options you will write. And then question number 13. So giving the 5 questions, okay, and you must complete before the next class and send it to my WhatsApp number. Okay children, thank you.